I'm going through a really deep, like, emotional battle with myself. So I'm deciding to step away from one of my friends. I think I should make a video about that. I'm kind of angry, but also like, all right, this is just what's up. And ooh, it's kicked me into thinking about a whole lot of other things. So one of my friends, like 10 years ago or 12 years ago, said to me that when I get myself all in a rut, when I see like a problem, I tend to go, now I see so many problems, I have to solve all of them at once, when there's only just one thing. But I feel like maybe there are a whole lot of things starting to come together, and I'm now even thinking about whether I want to somehow build a camper van. I'm already letting go of a lot of stuff, but I'm also realizing that there's also this theme of just allowing, accepting for some of the material things that people have given me, even if now we are estranged, because I decided that. So yeah, to also acknowledge those gifts that they have brought in my life, and to not make it super super principally hard on myself, like be a hard ass on myself. I can be that, but I don't have to be it for the wrong reasons, especially not. So I'm kind of, it's giving me a lot of energy, which I'm a bit careful with, because I tend to be able to just rush into something. Yeah, but it's almost the Lion Gate. It's now 4th of August as I'm recording this, and do you know how big codependency a theme is? When you realize, for me, has been super apparent for the whole of my life since I live in the Netherlands, but that we're all living in this discrepancy, like a misbalance of authority, in the sense that, okay, so I've been talking about codependence for a long time, right, on these videos, and it has to do with blurry boundaries and not being in your own authority, right? It's allowing things to happen that you don't actually agree with. I'm still wearing this apron that I'm like, oh no, this is an apron that is actually mine. My sister gifted this me. Yes, it's mine. I thought it was my ex's apron, so which I'm gonna give back to him. I derailed myself. Codependency, blurry boundaries, and having our own authority. And yeah, the other day I shared a video about how I'm realizing that if you live in the stuff that is belonging to the same person that's hurting you, it's very hard to say, okay, this has to stop, I'm leaving all of this stuff behind. Because you might feel like, deep down, you might feel like, but I can't survive without the stuff. Well, we're not gonna know until we try it, right? So that's what I'm planning on. That's why I'm trying to, like, my head feels ready to work out all of my money situation and see what it would cost and how I could build it. And I'm just so inspired by this girl on YouTube who she lives in a van, but she's really good at living out in the wild. She loves it, which I understand. And then, but she also saved up a lot of money while with doing YouTube. She feels super authentic, so it's kind of like, yeah, girl, yeah. And then she's also been able to save up to buy land, and now she had never built a camper van before, and then now she'd never built a house before, but now she's doing that. I'm not the same type of person, so I wouldn't put myself up to that kind of a challenge. Although, in theory, I am really good with like logical thinking, and once I get practiced, I do know how to do a lot of things. Okay. But I was talking about codependency, and I think there's a topic up right now that so many people are feeling the brunt of what it means to be codependent to society, or codependent to your job or your family, or like systems that you don't agree with, but it's so hard to disagree with them because you might feel, how can I disagree if I can't live without it? And I was I was trying to tell you in my last video that I'm realizing how it's very hard to have an opinion about, to have a very autonomous opinion about something that you're dependent on. So I feel like this theme of codependency is quite big. Okay, I want to say another instance where it's very big. When you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you what's up and you just believe it. Of course, that's also a great thing. I mean, that's why they studied, and so that they can, you need like, all around you there is like a hierarchy. Like, of course, a doctor knows more than you about the biology and chemistry and physics of your body. But it shouldn't replace your autonomy. So, it's in like so many pockets of our lives. Like, not even pockets, that sounds small. It's in so many areas of our lives. I even had it when when my when someone close to me was having a baby, and I was so jealous that she was pregnant. And then I started asking all the women that I knew, and at that time I was studying, so I asked all my colleagues how the birthing process was for them. And all of them said it was so wonderful, and you should definitely do it if you feel like it's it's your destiny or something like that. But each one, when I asked them, how was it for you? How was your experience with the hospital, with the medical side of it? God, it was like 99% of them said it was a fucking nightmare. I was like, wow, that's so different from what you just told me. And it was like night and day. And the way they were telling it also, it was very obvious to me that it's very important to tell other people, about the nice things about giving birth, but like this medical side of that women experience when they give birth is so hidden. And it was all about the pregnant woman saying, yeah, I feel everything's okay. And then the doctor saying, no, everything's not okay, and we need you to do this and this and that, or we need you to come in. Like, one of my very good friends was told that she had to come in every other day to the hospital. And then when she refused to like follow their protocol of something, that there was like a 3% chance of something happening, and she was like, no, everything feels fine, and I'm not going to do that because it's going to harm my baby. I can feel it. That's not going to be good for the baby. It's not good for me. I'm getting super stressed, and I'm not going to do that. That thing is making me stressed. And then they told her, well, since you're not willing to listen to us, we're now going to, I don't even know if they actually could make her do that, but they were saying, you now have to come every day because you didn't listen to us, so that we can check the baby every day. And she was there every day for like anywhere up to like 20 minutes to like an hour and a half. I don't know, I can't remember, like maybe even longer, but like she couldn't work. She was off work because there were complications with the pregnancy, but then they would make her come to the hospital. I mean, just do you see how crazy this is? And like I'm sure all of you have crazy stories like this. Any woman who has had a baby in a hospital probably has a story like this, or you know, maybe there's some out there that don't. Great, I hope so. But all of this was about the mother not being given any authority about her own body, about her sensing, like her intuition was telling her everything's fine, we don't have to worry. And a lot of women who give birth at home, now I have not researched this, so I wouldn't really know, you know, the numbers, but I do hear I do hear that the chances of a whole lot of complications are a lot less when you actually give birth at home. Okay, so I know I have talked about this before with some friends, and they were like, no, whoops, no, you must go to a hospital because you could die. It's like, way to go and give a person some, you know, sense of self-authority. But this is the thing. This is the thing. I am smiley smiley here, but I am dead serious. We are in a system that teaches us to give away our authority and not nourish and grow our sense of our own authority. And I am talking about all the ways. You know, you have a bank account with a thing. There's all of the there are all the ways that you have to show up in order to be able to have a bank account. In the Netherlands, for example, you can't have a bank account if you don't have a place of residence. If you want a place of residence, that place of residence has to be a place of residence according to like a shitload of rules. Like, yeah, I understand that there's very good reasons why you would want all of that. And there's also good reasons why you would want to, you know, create like alleyways in the law to give people freedom to do as they see fit. I mean, that's more of a liberal way, right? You know, like the States grew on pioneership. But I'm just trying to say, like, in a lot of European countries, it's like rules are golden. Everybody must follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, there's something wrong with you. You are a criminal, basically. You get all of the peer pressure. And I think that people really like people that break the rules if they're earning a lot of money. Right? It's like this cowgirl, and she's like just doing her own thing, and she's got a shitload of money, and she can make it happen. It's like, yeah, what about the person who's doing their own thing, looking raggedy ass, and like the whole thing, like they're completely sovereign and self-authority, like they have their own authority, but they look wild, and they, you know, they don't look like they could be in a commercial for free, for whatever. And here's capitalism, right? We need things to be shiny and to look good for us to feel safe. Like, okay, I'll do it. Okay, so what am I getting at? I think it's time to rewrite the playbook. For myself, I will start, of course. I need to get more real. I need to understand where my inhibitions are to do things that give me freedom, and they might make me look more poor. And that's something that I've felt very challenged by. I always try to look good. I don't always manage. But one of the reasons is because I find that opportunities come my way when I look good. Therefore, ergo, I also feel quite bad when I look not great. Maybe that's also just another energy thing. But yeah, so there's some of my fear about going my own path and feeling like I look poor. Yeah, challenge accepted. Good challenge. Is this gonna be like how I met my mother? Anyway, yeah, I have a difficult relationship with mother figures because of the things that have happened in my life, and I don't want to blame mums, but I do need to like find my own model of mom and work at that. So you know, yeah, that's why I said that. I feel a little embarrassed. Yeah, how I met my mother. Nature is also our mother, isn't she? So yeah, and I'm definitely gonna try and sail on my faith that life is really here for me, and so is nature. And the more that I learn, the more I'm like, it's my job to relax and accept, yeah, my role in this life. And I think this is where my little boat is pointed right now. Okay, so thanks for watching, and let's rewrite this playbook together. I'm super curious about how you feel about self-authority and all the things that I said about, you know, being codependent because of the way society is set up. I mean, the bigger the structure is, the less clear, I think. And I think this kind of Western structures of society are kind of, and religions as well, like, I'm not saying give up your faith, but a lot of the way that religions are set up is like, make it really unclear, make people do things that they usually, if you met someone for the first time and they said to you like, I want you to kneel down and tell me you believe this or that, even without seeing it. Okay, we all understand this, right? So I'm just saying some of these things, like, I already know the government is not to be trusted in so many ways. Like, they have shown over and over again. It's like all the proof is there. The behavioral all the proof is there. Like, so why would I go like, yeah, but you know, they're the government, so I have to believe them. It's like, can we try to create something else? Like, not break down the whole thing. I don't think that's a good idea, but like, start creating some alleyways of for alternative livelihood, for alternative ways, for to start to just decolonize our mind, to de-codependify our mind. There, I'm gonna end on that. Okay, bye. Thank you for watching. Bye.